peaceful summer's eve when suddenly a major power outage. The mutants have taken over the power plants. Who can stop them? This is a job for Superman. Apologies for the low voice. Everyone is asleep and this is the only time I can ever record anymore. Sucks to not have a special room to do so. Maybe I can raise my voice just a little bit. Not much. So the story behind this particular comic line is that the monster Doomsday escaped from an alien prison and fought the Justice League, which at that time did not include Superman. He beat the Justice League so badly that Superman came in from another city to fight the monster. And the fight lasted long enough for Superman to use most of his stored up solar energy, and he was fighting at near full power at the time for him. It would later become a fraction of his power, but he didn't yet have full control over it. So the result of the battle, the monster Doomsday actually died, but because of the way he was created, he's a genetic experiment, he came back stronger than before. Superman, rather than dying, went into a healing coma. But for several days he was without his powers. And this is just personal headcanon. I think part of the reason that he was out for as long as he was is because his powers had been siphoned off by the Eradicator, which is a Kryptonian technology. It's basically a biomech. So this thing had siphoned off Superman's remaining power and stolen some of his DNA. It was a living machine created to help him. But when he died, in quotations, it took it upon itself to replace him. But the self-clone process that it used, I think, was imperfect because it damaged its ocular sockets, its eyes, basically. And so it had to wear a special visor to protect them from the sun, even though the sun was what gave the rest of the being its power. Among the other wannabe Supermen is the cyborg Superman, who is actually a villain who tragically came about due to an astronaut losing his wife and his body somehow, but then also being infused with Kryptonian tech, like he fused with Superman's old ship that he came to Earth in as a baby. And so with that, the birthing matrix as it was, he also acquired some of Superman's DNA, and so he became where he's organic is nearly identical to Superman. But where he's mechanical is almost entirely Kryptonian technology. He's had to add a few things here and there for repairs. So he had everybody fooled into thinking he was Superman for a while, but he didn't have Superman's memories, so Lois was suspicious. And her suspicions were quote-unquote confirmed by the arrival of the Superboy, who knew more about Superman than the cyborg, Hank Henshaw. That's his real name. But Superboy in this continuity wasn't even Superman's actual clone. Like the one that we all know, his DNA is half Superman, half Lex Luthor. That is not this Superboy. The first iteration was a human clone whose DNA had been filled with so much that it could copy Superman's powers through telekinesis. It's basically self-telekinesis, not to do with any external things. And this is evident when I think the sun was blocked out at one time and he could still retain some of his power to a greater capacity than Superman could have. It's also evident in the fact that this continuity of Superman didn't have his powers until he reached maturity, and the Superboy is physically not mature, quote unquote. But also what's evident is some resistance, I think, to kryptonite. Of course, not complete resistance, and certainly not to a level where he would actually be able to adequately fight when it's near, and especially when there's a lot of it. Like it will kill him slower. Is the idea. And so here we go. This is going to be the Doomsday level. I know, second level we already get the namesake of the comic book that it came from. Because it wasn't in the comic book called The Death and Return of Superman, it was called Superman Doomsday. These chainsaw guys and these Molotov guys are really annoying, the fact that they come out together. And there's always more than one of each of them, and they like to come out. They come out swinging. The chainsaw guys, they can fight you faster than you can push your buttons, and the button can react to you. And the Molotov guy can hit you when you're flying, which is something that almost nobody else can do. I like that they included the heat vision, but it's in a very weak laser form. see. So the only one of these so-called Supermen who didn't actually claim to be Superman was John Henry Irons, aka Steel, who had a movie that didn't do too well. You know, played by Shaquille O'Neal. I love Shaq, but the movie just didn't do too well. I thought it was fun. Yeah, he got hit by the background. I love that. They do that in Ninja Turtles sometimes. The foot soldiers get hit by the wrecking balls and such. Just makes my job easier. Oh, look at that. I can pick them up by just walking into them. I did not even know that that was how that did that. I thought that was just something that happened by chance every time you tried to hit them. Well, I will know that for the future. I will certainly use it to great effect. Well, apparently you gotta be at the exact level playing field of them, as though I could manage to do that every single time. Especially when you gotta juggle two of them. Sometimes it is easier to just punch them, though. Missed it by that much. Alright, this is going much smoother than other times that I've played this. That was going to take too much life with those three at once. Why do they always do it when I'm about to jump? You little... Okay, stop with the having extra reach. You're not supposed to have more reach than me. Stupid NPCs. Okay, this is going to be annoying because he has more reach than me too, the Doomsday Monster. I know that for a fact. And he can attack faster too. See? Just like that. It's like he has a recovery phase, but I don't. Which is really cheating. And of course he's not going to come where I can hit him when I'm jumping. And of course he can hit me when I'm jumping. Just going to have to see if I can just shoot him. And of course he's immune to being shot, which is very much cheating. They're going to start me at the beginning of this, aren't they? %100% bullcrap. You stop having more reach, you little... And the fact that they don't have any healing items or power-up items beyond a certain point is very, very trolly. Something in my eye. But seriously, you can be just beyond my reach and you can hit me. That is very much a troll tactic. And I hate trolls. It's gonna land right there. He's slower and with less reach the first time, but he goes full throttle the second time you meet him. At least I know that he can be thrown. I'm going to try and throw him if I can the second time. I'm only going to play this for about 30 minutes and then I'm going to try and save the file. But this is the January no Pokemon video. Now I know that I was in your reach, you little... because that's how you hit me. And he should have been in your reach too. Oh, you're cheating. Seriously cheating. Not even funny. to self, there's a certain distance at which they can no longer be in your throttle. And I didn't misspeak. I mean, I'm going to throttle these little... Always when I'm gonna jump. Okay, you're still cheating. You really should have been hit by the flying idiot. And that should have hit you. Ooh. Missed that last time. Seriously, pick them up. Finally. This sequence is kind of stupid. But 90s technology, what can you do? Doesn't look like such an iconic scene when it's done in 16-bit. I always imagine this guy with the Muppet News Flash voice. There's Hank Henshaw. And that's the Eradicator. The same yet somehow changed. That's an oxymoron. And there's Superboy, aka Connor Kent, aka Connell. Dude has just about as many names as Superman. And there is Steel, John Henry Irons. Neither of them. So anyway, after Superman came back, he had none of his powers, and he was actually weaker than a human should be of his size. I think that's just because he was so depleted. Anyway, the Eradicator took the brunt, and I mean full force, of a kryptonite beam. I think it was Metallo. I could be wrong. Anyway, that beam filtered through the Eradicator's body, and somehow the energy got purified, because that's part of it. The Eradicator's job is to protect Superman. The purified energy hit Superman and restored his powers. It was actually a boost of strength as well, from what I can remember of the comic. I love how many power recharges they give you on that. I forget how to fight these guys. I hate when they can fly. It makes this a lot harder. What, you can kick? That's how you know it's not Superman. Superman doesn't kick. You gotta remember, you have to wait half a second before you actually do the flying thing after you start jumping. And I'll tell you what, if the rest of the level is just more of this, I can do that just fine. And of course, there have to be instances where you fight ground people, I guess. Like this. But if I can avoid it, I'm going to. Stop trolling. So you use your downwards beam from up here. You little piece of garbage. Stop being beyond my reach, dang you. Okay, I'm getting mad. It was not this hard to do this level when I was doing it the first time. Alright, I think I'm going to end it after the next fight if I don't die. I just can't hesitate, that's the thing, I just can't hesitate. Hank Henshaw would not hesitate, he's far too aggressive. Oh, tell me I have to go down. Thank you. Oh, I missed. Get back up there, you stupid. Now, seriously, one hit from him and I go down? He doesn't go down unless I actually get him down. That is stupid. That is stupid on its face. I'm about to shove some stupid in your face. And stop being turned around the wrong way. Yeah, I'm spamming. He's a cheating troll. I want to at least get to my favorite character, the Superboy, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen if this keeps up. Yep, have to go down. Oh, okay, there you go. Finally some health. Really? You've got a gun and all you're going to do is slap me with it? At least I think that's a gun. It looks more like a flamethrower, I guess. Why am I going and where? Almost didn't recognize that. I do like that his kick has a little bit more reach than Superman's punch did. That is one augmentation that I can enjoy. Ah, there you go. Those are rocket launchers. Yeah, that's what his special is. Smoke him while you got him, I guess. Oh, wait, no, don't you dare. That is not a lot. That is a very small boost. Hesitated again, you stupid. And you quit flying past me. Oh, there's so many of them. It's like a band of flies. Can't get to the end of them. Well, that's the end of that. Download state. Yeah, so it cut me off in the middle of trying to download, but it won't let me do that. So no save states. That stinks. Anyway, I might come back and play this later, but as difficult as it was, I don't see that happening again. Especially since you can't save. Seriously, people who made this game, that is a serious flaw that you should have fixed. But I did enjoy playing when I wasn't being trolled, which was 10% of the time. Don't recommend this game to anybody who's not already an expert at it. Good night and God bless.